All right, let's dive into one of the most powerful financial strategies out there for high earners, but one that a lot of people get wrong, the backdoor Roth IRA.
So you've been working your tail off, you're successful, and your income is finally where you want it to be. But now the government basically says, hey, you make too much money to contribute to a Roth IRA. It feels like you're being penalized for your success, locked out of this amazing tool for building wealth. So what's actually at stake here? What are you missing out on?
Well, potentially this much. Yeah, you heard that right. A 35-year-old who figures out how to get money into a Roth every year could end up with over $800,000 in wealth that is completely 100% tax-free, money the government can never, ever touch. Okay, let's break down the numbers. For 2025, if you're single, the moment your income hits $165,000, your ability to put money into a Roth IRA starts to disappear. And this isn't some random mistake in the tax code. It's a wall that was built on purpose to keep high earners out.
Exactly. It's not a bug, it's a feature. These income limits are totally intentional. But, just like with so many parts of the tax code, where there's a rule, there's usually a perfectly legal, well-known way to get around it.
And that's where this thing called the backdoor Roth IRA comes in. Now listen, this isn't some special account you go and open. It's a strategy. It's a series of steps that uses a little quirk in the tax law that, believe it or not, Congress has known about for years and has just left alone.
I love this analogy because it's perfect. Think about it. Congress put a big lock on the front door saying high earners can't contribute, but they left their back door wide open because there are absolutely zero income limits on who can convert a traditional IRA to a Roth IRA. And that, my friends, is the loophole. Okay, so you're probably asking, how do I walk through this backdoor? It's actually a lot more straightforward than you might think. It really just boils down to 3 simple steps. First, you take money you've already paid taxes on, your regular income, and you contribute it to a traditional IRA. Step 2, you wait a couple of days for the money to settle, and then you immediately convert that traditional IRA into a Roth IRA. And finally, you just have to make sure you report both moves to the IRS on a specific form. Simple, right? Well, here's where the hidden trap lies. And this is the part that trips up so many people and can completely wreck the whole strategy. It's called the pro-rata rule. If you have any other IRA money with pre-tax dollars just sitting around, this rule can jump out and bite you, leaving you with a totally unexpected tax bill. So here's what you got to understand. The IRS doesn't care that you just opened this brand new IRA. They look at all of your IRA accounts, traditional, SEP, simple, and they lump them all together into one giant pot of money for tax purposes. You know that old 401k you rolled over into an IRA years ago? Yep, that counts. Let's see how this goes wrong in a real-world example. So let's meet Michael. He's a doctor. He's got an old rollover IRA with $425,000 in it, all pre-tax money. He wants to do a backdoor Roth, so he contributes a fresh $7,500 of his after-tax money. But the IRS looks at this and says, okay, Michael, your total IRA pool is now $432,500. And that new after-tax money, it's only about 1.7% of the entire pot. So when Michael goes to convert that $7,500 thinking it's a tax-free move, the IRS says, not so fast. They say only 1.7% of that conversion is tax-free. The other 98% is considered pre-tax money, and it's fully taxable. And boom, he gets hit with a surprise tax bill for over $3,000. That is the pro-rata disaster right there. Okay, I know that sounds scary, but please don't worry. There is a really elegant and frankly brilliant solution to this entire problem. It's a move called a reverse rollover, and it's your key to getting around that pro-rata trap. Here's the play. You clean out those pre-tax IRAs before you do the conversion. How? If your current job's 401k plan allows it, you can move that entire pre-tax IRA balance into your 401k. Once you do that, your pre-tax IRA balance becomes zero. The pro-rata rule no longer applies because there's nothing to pro-rata. And your backdoor conversion becomes 100% tax-free, just like it's supposed to be. Now, hold on. Before you run off and do this, there are a few key things you have to check. First, and this is the most important, you have to ask your 401k administrator if they even accept incoming rollovers. Not all of them do. Also keep in mind that the investments in your 401k might be different, maybe even more limited than your IRA. And this is critical. This all has to be done and dusted before December 31st of the year you do the conversion. So why all the urgency?
Why should you be thinking about this right now? Because a strategy this powerful that exists in this kind of legal gray area might not be around forever. And honestly, the benefits are just too good to pass up.
Let's just recap the payoff. We're talking about decades of tax-free growth. We're talking about an account that you're never forced to take money out of in retirement. It's an incredible tax-free inheritance to leave for your kids. And it's all possible because of a loophole the politicians have tried to close before and will probably try to close again.
I think this quote just nails it. Every single year you let this opportunity pass you by, that's it. That contribution space is gone for good. You can never go back and get it. It's a permanent, unrecoverable loss of potential tax-free money. Look, the bottom line is this strategy is here. It's legal and it's available for you to use right now. So the only real question left is the chance to build hundreds of thousands of dollars in tax-free wealth worth the effort to get this right before that back door gets locked for good?